The highlight function is a really great one in Onyx that you actually can improve a lot on if you want to. Let's talk about it. So highlight in Onyx, if you're not familiar, is when you select some or all of your lights, okay, and you hit highlight. And they open up and they turn white by default so you can identify the fixture that you're working with. Not only that, if you get in and start working with the grouping tools, you can see that highlight follows, so you can see on your rig live the highlighting selection as it goes. However, highlight sometimes is less helpful depending on your situation. For example, if you're working on your lighting rig and you have a lot of stuff already turned on, like so, turn the rest on. You've got stuff turned on and it's kind of really hard to see, like if I grab these guys, what the highlight looks like. Okay, actually it blacked out for some reason. And this is another great reason why you want to work with what's called a highlight preset. A highlight preset is here. We'll go to launch views. You can put it on your views anywhere. And it allows you to use any one of 5 presets that you can actually change between for your highlight. Why would you want to do this? Well, it's actually pretty awesome because you get a highlight and a low light if you work with the presets. So let's take a quick example. I'm going to go to highlight 1 and hit the active star. Okay, so now this one's active. And for example, if I go and select my lights and hit highlight, you see nothing happens because we have not stored anything. So this is where highlight is pretty darn cool. So I'm just going to go and select these lights, right? And so bring them to full and make them white. Say just quick and dirty, stop my gobo, stop my prism, stop my rotation, open up the shutter, ready to go. Then I can go back. You definitely want to store this if you're working with it a lot on your sidebars. And you could hit, for example, you could have loaded the whole fixture and got it done. So now we check, we say, okay, does it do what we want? Yes, it does. So now back to launch views. Now I can clear that, okay, cool. So we're happy with that. And now we want to do a low light preset. So low light is what happens to the fixtures that are selected but not highlighted. So this can be really cool. So let's just go ahead and for the sake of the low light preset, we just take them and we make them blue and we take them to 50%. Save that low light preset. We're active. Go into the, 2D plan. And now say I start working with those grouping tools. So now we go ahead and set our grouping tools. I'll learn how to use this thing someday. This is a bad example because we've already got stuff in blue. So actually we're just gonna stop it just to make it easier and make sure we're doing it right. Highlight it, everything turns white. Every 2. And now half of them are yellow or blue because again, I just selected a bunch of fixtures. Some were CMY, some were not. So it's a bit of a hot mess, but you can see as I select between the 2, the active ones turn bright and the non-active ones turn darker. Even if I'm just in like regular mode and I start hitting next to go through things, it switches to whatever I set it to, which wasn't overly sensical, but you can see, especially on this row, which I actually did correctly, they turn blue when they're not active. They turn white when they are active. But if I don't select all my lights, now the white and blueness is only happening across the selected ones. And so this can be really powerful because you can now get intelligence from your highlighting by simply, going ahead, adjusting this setting. And now you know, okay, hey, this light is, for example, selected, but not active, right? It's not currently selected, but it's in the inactive state, right? Or, whereas other lights that aren't on are not selected at all. So you can tell really quick, especially when you're hunting and pecking, trying to find lights and work with them. It's going to help you move a little bit quicker. It's just one of those things that, if you leave it at the defaults, leave it at the highlight, just the regular, you got them turning white and that's cool. well, we can do better than that. And it's going to help you become a better programmer, work faster in Onyx, and have a better day overall. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, next time you need Onyx gear, we would love to serve you at Above AVL. Number two, if you want to dive deeper into all the features of Onyx step by step and every single thing, plus a place to ask questions from our Onyx professionals, then you want to check out Learn Stage Lighting Labs. We've got a free trial there. We cover every feature and we make sure it's up to date with every version of the software. We're the only place that does that. So if you want to learn Onyx and you're serious about it, head over to Learn Stage Lighting Labs. We'll see you guys there. Thanks.